Shalom. I want to begin first and foremost giving all praises to the Heavenly Father Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jehovah and Jesus. I want to give all praises in the ancient Hebrew tongue while facing the east. Call halal, la, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Bakakodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, the water, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Bakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Yasharala, Greatmillstone. Shalom to the 144,000. Shalom to the elect. My name is Mike Allah. And today I want to talk about proving that God does not love everybody. And now, I'm bringing this out because I'm doing this lesson because, at camp I had this, my Spanish channel. I do the camp in Spanish. Since I do it in Spanish, I don't post it on my English channel. I don't post it on this channel, but I had I had a demon that showed up, and as soon as she saw the version of the Bible I was using, she started cursing me out, man. She tried to put a curse on me in the name of Jehovah. In the name of Jehovah, man. The Most High ain't hearing that shit. All right, and then when I was wrapping up the camp, she said something about how a certain version of the Bible in Spanish is like the only version I should be using. Is the best version, which is it's the RVR 60, RVR 1960. Let me see. Yeah, the RVR 60, which is the Reina Valera 1960. And I just wanted to cut her with her own Bible. All right, because that word, basically this in English, this lesson might not have the same impact as in the Spanish version that I did, but there's still a lot of people out there who believe that that the Most High doesn't hate anybody. So hey, it's good to remind people, man. So Malachi 1 verse 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh. Yet I loved Jacob. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right, and in that RVR 60, hate in Spanish is odio, but it uses another word, which is aborrecí right here. Okay, so they might come up with a, and Salakia, I ain't even gonna touch on John 3:16 because that's like the main rebuttal that these Christians love to use. God does love everybody. Look, John 3:16, that I love the world, I so love the world. Look. Look, man, we've already touched John 3:16. We beat that horse to death. All right. How that word love, God so loved the world, and that word world in that verse is talking about in the Greek it's the word cosmos, which means a specific group of thing, okay, a specific group of people, but not the whole known world, not the entire world. Kind of like when people say, oh, you told my secrets, I told you my secrets, I confided my secrets with you, but you went and told the whole world. When people say things like that, they don't mean the whole world. All right, so it's used in that same sense in John 3:16. But there's another word in the Greek which is world, which is oikomeni, and we're not even going to touch that topic. I'm just trying to prove with different verses right here that the Lord does hate. Right? He doesn't love everybody. And we could prove this just looking at that root word, all right? And then you could, even if you look at the NLT, it come in that same spirit. They don't want to use the word hate. All right, look at the NLT. It says, "But I rejected." All right, you see, but I rejected his brother. So some versions, man, they come in that spirit of not wanting to use the word hate, because then people will be like, "Oh, but the Lord said He never hate nobody." But it tells you right there, rejected. When really, when you look at that word in the Hebrew, all right, where it says hate, you got the word shana, all right, which means to hate, personally, enemy, foe, be hated, hateful, hater, odious, utterly. To hate or be hateful, to hate of man, of God, hater, one hating, enemy, to be hated, hater of persons, nations, God, wisdom. It says Strong's number H8130 matches the Hebrew Shana, which occurs 148 times in 139 verses in the WLC Hebrew. So there are some verses there that uses that same word multiple times, all right, and we're going to see some of that, all right. A good example of that is Genesis 26, verse 27. Slacking, no, that's not a good example. It's just I'm gonna bring out an example of that word showing up more than once, but right here you got an example of that word hate, which in the other verse in the NLT, and also in the Reina Valera, how that woman was telling me, it doesn't bring out that word odio or hate. All right, it says aborrecido. So a lot of them Spanish-speaking Christians say, "Oh, but it doesn't say the word odio." And then somebody want to come up with an NLT. It says, "Oh, look, it doesn't say the word hate in Malachi 1 and 3, but that same word shows up, all right, in Genesis 26 and 27. Is, "Why have you come here?" Isaac asked. "You obviously hate me, since you kicked me off your land." All right, let's look at that word hate. All right, since you hate me and have sent me away from you. Shows there on the left in the KJV. Hate, all right, again, shana, okay, shana. It says there's sane, but no, it's shana. All right, second example. Proverbs 14, verse 20. The poor are despised even by their neighbors, while the rich have many friends. All right, in the KJV, it doesn't say despised. It says hated. And the poor is hated. On the left-hand side, it shows you there, the poor is hated even by his neighbor, but those who love the rich are many. All right, now same word in that verse in the Hebrew is shana. Right, but the NLT wants to say despised, which is basically like the Spanish equivalent, the English equivalent of aborrecido. So I just want to, I want to shut down that argument that, it's not the same word. Doesn't mean that the Lord hates them. Look, the Lord does not love everybody. He obviously hates a specific group of people. Like 2 Samuel 13, verse 15. Actually, now we're going to go from here. All right, 2 Samuel 13, verse 15. All right, and now this is the first example of that word coming up multiple times. All right. All right, then suddenly Amnon's love turned to hate, and he hated her even more than he had loved her. Get out of here, he snarled at her. All right, but in the Hebrew it says here, Salaki, in the King James Version, he then Amnon hated her exceedingly. That's once. So that the hatred that's two, wherewith he hated her, that's three times. Was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, Arise, be gone. All right. But that word shows up 4 times in the Hebrew. All right. Okay, it shows you Shana. It shows that. It shows here once. It says Yasharala. And it shows here again. Shana. And it shows here a 3rd time. And then it shows here a 4th time, Shana again. Okay, but in other versions of the Bible, it'll show you like different words, which when I was making my point about the Reina Valera, it shows you, it doesn't show you that word hate in all instances in which Shana shows up in the Hebrew. All right, it showed you actually the word odio, which was my point all along. All right, hate, which is like basically the equivalent of hate in Spanish is odio. But then you got aborreció, which is also used to translate Shana. All right, so that point could also be made, and probably in other versions in English too, which want to say, no, hey, the Lord doesn't show that word. NLT doesn't do that. It actually says hate there. There's got to be a version there in the English that wants to water it down. Right, that's why we constantly go back to the King James Version. Like, we might read the NLT or whatever, because it kind of simplifies things, but it does, it does go off a lot, and it does omit a lot of words. It removes a lot of context. All right, so last example here. Psalms 139, verse 21. O Lord, shouldn't I hate those who hate you? Shouldn't I despise those who despise you? Psalms 139 verse 21. And now we're going to look that up in the Hebrew. Alright. Hate them that hate you. And it shows up as Shana, which is that same word in Hebrew that shows up in Malachi 1 verse 3, where he talks about hating Esau. Okay, so he doesn't love everybody. Okay, so Shana, you got right there Shana. And then you got it right here again. Shana. Alright, so the Lord does not love everybody. Alright, these Christians, man. Alright, that Christianity is played out, man. Alright, ain't nobody really, I don't even know who's drinking the wine of Christianity these days, man. I mean, you gotta be like really, really lost in the sauce to still believe in the doctrines and the teachings of these Christian churches, man. Alright, I mean, these people, we're talking about people that they get together, they have a church get together, and then they serve pork. But that's a whole different topic. Alright, so these people don't got the truth, man. Alright, they don't got that wine. They don't have that new song. Alright, they don't got the oil. Alright, so they're gonna be left. They're gonna be left back. Alright, they're gonna be like those 5 foolish virgins that didn't have enough oil. Alright, so they're gonna be locked out. Alright, the door's gonna be shut on them. Alright, because Yahweh is not dealing with them. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope the video is edifying. Shalom.